3, 2, 1. Main engine ignition and liftoff of the Atlas V rocket with LRO Elcross, America's first step in a lasting return to the moon.
So the really amazing thing was that this instrument in orbit around the moon is like a laser altimeter. So we get points, over 2.5 billion points, which build up the topography of the surface. This enabled us to look at a really beautiful topographic map that showed the details of all the craters. This has never been done before. It gives us a resolution that we could never seen before. We mapped more than 5,000 craters, more than 20 kilometers in diameter. It's just incredible data, and it will help us not only to explore the moon in the future, but the scientific rewards that we're getting from this data set are just amazing. The really interesting thing about craters is that they represent the nature of the projectiles that were flying around, hitting the surface, making big holes in the ground. The population of craters was different than it is later on and today. Back then, there were a lot more larger projectiles than there are today. It's interesting that the observation that there appear to be relatively proportionally more big projectiles and big impacts early on suggests that more material may have been coming out of the asteroid belt, these larger projectiles. We don't really know why, but some ideas are that the large planets, like the Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter, had not quite settled down in their orbits, and their gravity was pushing material preferentially out of the asteroid belt until things settled down. There are also other effects. Maybe there were more big comets early on. All kinds of things that are really important for us understanding the formative years of our own home planet. We can actually look at the moon as a Rosetta Stone and understand what we might even say are the hieroglyphics of the Earth's history, okay? So all these new missions have really ushered in a renaissance in lunar studies, and it's so important because the Earth and the moon are interlinked, and we don't fully understand how and why, but we know that just how life evolved on Earth. If the moon hadn't been there, it would have taken a completely different turn.